So Sparking Zero just announced that they are going to be holding a tournament, and this is going to be a worldwide tournament with different rounds that will lead into a giant final round where we have a bracket of different countries all going against each other. Let's call it the World Series of Sparking Zero. It is super exciting. They're calling it the Dramatic Showdown Tournament, and there is something that they released when announcing this that is going to change the game dramatically. So they decided with this, they released a whole Twitter trailer and all this. We're not going to watch it though. I want to talk about the follow-up tweet where they say, attention players, we're gearing up for a patch to adjust some battle mechanics in December 2024 post-online qualifiers. Stay tuned for more details. So during these qualifiers, everybody will be playing as the game is. So if you know the game well, you can go qualify for the tournament very well and you'll do great. However, after the qualifiers, there is going to be a big update that will change the mechanics majorly. Before we get into it, make sure you guys like and subscribe because we are trying to get ourselves to 40,000 subscribers. And I just heard that they're getting rid of the play button if you get 100,000 subscribers. So I need to like speed run to 100,000 subs. I know that's a big ask, but if you can do it, do it. And I appreciate you. So I want to look at this tweet and look at some of the replies with you guys so that we can see exactly what is going on and what players think need to be changed. Because if you didn't see, we just did a huge podcast level sit down with a bunch of creators like Afro Senju, President Rose, Keon, just a bunch of great names, Avatar Yaya. So definitely check that out. But if you're more interested in what the patch notes could include, stay tuned because we talk about everything we would like to see changed in that video. Maybe it's a good follow-up for after this, but it is a long one. It's like 2 hours long. If you guys want to sit through that, maybe you have a long car ride, you're taking a shower and you want to relax, maybe you're at the gym, that's a good video for that. But let's go over some of the things that people are talking about. So obviously I said it's a huge W because any changes and improvements means they're not neglecting the game. And in my eyes, that's a W, right? Yes, we could get this game theoretically and only see DLC and that be the only updates. So I'm glad we're getting more than that. But we have Ariel say, you all do realize that all the beam struggles take place in the air, even though they start on the ground first. How in the world do you all miss the most obvious mechanic, then release them? I think this is like a silly tweet because honestly, like who really cares that much? Sure, like you might care about the fact that we start on the ground and then we end up in the air. But realistically, that animation is fine. I'm totally okay with how it is. This is a big one. Fix players rage quitting to keep their rank. Give us the win every time they rage quit. Yes, I think this is an easy fix to implement. I think they should be doing it. At least I assume it's an easy fix. I'm not a dev, so I don't know. But I'm assuming it's an easy fix. Please fix giants because they suck. Androids are beyond broken. After image timer needs to be lowered. The super counter needs to be one button because it never comes out when you want it. Also, the armor move should be buffed and instant sparking time reduced to stop key spam. So this is a little in my eyes. So fix giants because they suck. I think not so much. I think giants are good. I think there's counterplays to giants like flying straight up in the air. Like people who play giants usually don't know how to play the game. Androids are beyond broken. I think more so what he means by that is 19 and 20 or, Giro, which, yeah, 19 and Giro are definitely broken. Are they good characters? Not really, but they're pretty broken in the sense that they could steal your key and all that. And that's fine. I'm kind of fine with that. What I'm not okay with is the infinite, dragon dash up and down that they could do. That needs to be nerfed. Super counter needs to be one button. So I don't agree with that. I think it needs to take skill to use the super counter, right? Revenge counter right now is, for classic, it's a double press on one button. For the modern, I believe it's only one press. But super counter is something you're not supposed to rely on. And I think it's being relied on right now. So I don't think it needs to be buffed at all or change the controller scheme. And I don't think they're planning on changing controller schemes. I don't think that's like such an out there request. Like maybe I could see that happening in like a sequel to a game when they come out with a sequel, but I don't see that happening to the game currently. Armor moves should be buffed. Again, I don't agree with that. you know, if you do a move and you're vulnerable, that's on you. You need to use your, you know, ultimates and everything else when the time is right. You can't just spam them and be invincible. I don't think there should be a god mode essentially in this, minus Super Saiyan God, but you get what I'm saying. Please unlock maps on split screen. This is a great idea. I think it's not a we don't want you to have it situation. It's a they literally cannot do it. It will crash your game, right? There's just too many particle effects and stuff like that happening that someone on an Xbox or a PS5 might have issues. And I believe it's not even the PS5. I read in an interview, it's the Xboxes, that Series X's cannot handle all of the, you know, graphics. Which if you're saying, hey, screw the Xbox players, we want it, and just give it to us on PlayStation, fair enough. Like, I think it, sadly, I feel like it should be available on split screen on PC at minimum, because like everyone has their own PCs. They could build it out and change the specs, and I think that's like a nice ask, but maybe I'm crazy. Add timers to the episode battle secondary conditions. I'm convinced the truth about Zamasu episode is bugged. So I went through this, and you guys might see it in my platinum video I'm going to be releasing, where I platinum the game. I'm like so close to finishing it, but I'm like staring at this meme above it. But I do think timers is a great idea for any players that are like wondering, hey, what's going on, right? And like, why am I not finishing this mission? But the Zamasu episode is completable. You just have to do it pretty fast. I mean, it's really fast. Make vanishes and super counters harder. Cost more key, and my life is yours. I think that's a slippery slope. I think super counters being harder, okay, fair. Like, make it, you know, so you can't just hold up and then press square. You need to do them both at the same time, like in an electric input. I'm fine with that. Make vanishes cost more key. Yeah, you could do that. You could also find a way to end the vanish wars. I also think that sadly we just need like a alternative for vanishes, that like if I use a super counter, we go back into neutral, rather than like super counter wars being equivalent to vanish wars. Because you could do super counter wars all day, but if we're in a vanish war and I use a super counter, it should reset and put us both back into neutral. That's my thought. Crossplay 2v2s and 3v3s anytime in the future. So like realistically, you can just do 2v2s and 3v3s. Like, yes, there's not like an online ranked 2v2, 3v3, but I all the time play with friends and we say, hey, let's only use 2 characters. Let's only use 3 characters. I think that is totally fine. If you're actually asking about a mode where it's like co-op and it's like me and a friend versus another friend or another 2 friends, yeah, I would love for that to be implemented. I've been doing that in videos using Parsec, but that would be a great addition. I just don't see that happening in Sparking 0, maybe Sparking 1. Crossplay. So if we were going to have crossplay, we would have had it. I don't think we're ever going to get crossplay. And it's sad because I think a lot of Xbox users are left in the dust right now because they want to play the game, but it's just not possible. And so like if we had crossplay, those Xbox users would be able to play with PlayStation, but it's just not the case. And I also don't think they'll open it up because of Steam being crossplay. Like if anything, it might just only be a console crossplay if we ever get it, but I don't think we'll get it. I hope they reduce the damage. Super attack shouldn't do 10,000 damage. Normal attacks are way too strong. Well, I kind of disagree. I think the fights are in like a good place right now, but that's my just opinion. That's just my opinion. I'm so tired. I don't know if you guys can tell. I just woke up. Please add more Dragon Ball characters. That's not going to happen in a patch like this. That's just not what's happening. I think you're a little out there right now for thinking that, to be honest, Tony. Love ya. We're talking about patch notes. Nerf after image strike in sparking mode. So this is a weird one because it's like, I think after image strike is a great move. And like, I'm someone who doesn't use after image strike, but after image strike is a great move and does have, you know, counterplay because of like key blast spam. But if we're going to nerf the key blast spam, right? Or we're going to nerf super counters, then after image strike will be OP. And if that's the case, then yes, I could see it needing a nerf. Sparking mode. I don't think sparking mode by itself is broken. I think instant sparking is broken. And the fact that they don't have key sickness in this game kind of hurts it. I think there should be key sickness, but I'm not the only one that thinks that, but that's just all I'm saying. But there you go. There is some of the things that you guys are asking for. Now, if you asked me what I think my priorities are, you know, actual move problems like the low sweep being an infinite possibility for certain characters like Trunks, where you could just infinitely low sweep people over and over till they're dead. I think Ki Blast spam is also one of those things that we should probably fix. And I could understand even taking a look at After Image Strike. Certain characters need to be balanced, like 19 and 20. But that's essentially all I'm asking at the moment. Let me know if you guys can think of anything in the comment section that you would like to see changed or fixed. And I'm not talking about adding characters. I'm talking about the actual game mechanic. If there are some characters, though, that you want to see in the big DLC update for Daima, I guess let me know down in the comment section. I'm interested. And I'll see you guys in the next video.